Hey, my name is Rachel from Women of Waves and I'm with Surfdome today to tell you how to find the perfect wetsuit fit. How a wetsuit works is by trapping a single layer of water in between your skin and the neoprene. So it's super important the layer doesn't change regularly and that there aren't any slack areas where the water can pool. If your wetsuit is loose in some places, the cold water will sort of enter the wetsuit and it will start to make big baggy legs. So you want to make sure that it's as tight as it possibly can be. If your wetsuit fits properly, that single layer of water becomes trapped, and because it's trapped, it will heat up, and that's how your wetsuit will keep you nice and warm. So a wetsuit is supposed to feel tight. Generally, they're always a bit of a struggle to get into, but once you get the hang of it, it gets easier and easier. So I'm here with Tom today, our wetsuit model, and here are some really essential things to look at when buying your first suit. The first would be looking at your ankle and wrist seals, making sure that they're not baggy so that water isn't coming in and out of these areas. You want to make sure they're nice and tight. This is a really nice fitting wetsuit, and the other thing we really want to look for is sort of any excess material around the armpit or behind the knees. Or if you turn around here, as you can see, the lumbar panel of your back, you really don't want any bagginess here. So what you can do is just take a little pinch and that's all you want in that area. So it's nice and tight and fits you all around the body. Generally, the tighter the wetsuit, better. Obviously, it's also possible that the wetsuit might be too tight. However, you just want to keep moving and just making sure that you're not restricted in any area, especially around the shoulders, as that's when you're going to be using your arms to paddle. So now we've got Tom in a wetsuit that is slightly too big for him, and here are some things you really want to avoid. So first of all, you've got a load of excess material right underneath the armpits there. Then if we spin them around, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of neoprene here. It's like a whole fistful, which you really want to avoid. So this will let all the water in and it'll be slushing all around inside. So wetsuits have a lot of stretch. Here we've got the Rip Curl E-Bomb. As you can see here, this is a 3-2 and it's got heaps of stretch, which generally equals more performance. Over here, we've got a 5-4 and this is a winter suit. So it definitely, basically the thicker it is, the less stretch that it's gonna have. A men's wetsuit cut is different from a women's wetsuit due to the slightly different body shapes. Putting a men's wetsuit next to a women's wetsuit, you can sort of see that the men's cut is a little bit more straighter, whereas a women's wetsuit will be slightly more curved around the sort of chest area and around the hips. A men's sweater generally size in sort of a small, a medium, or a large format, though for the second letter they might also add a small tall or a medium tall, depending on their sort of height. So you might find a guy who's tall and slim, so he might fit a nice medium tall wetsuit, or it could be a shorter guy and they might be a medium small. In terms of when buying a female wetsuit, these tend to be in line with women's sizes. So for example, a size 10 might fit a size 10 wetsuit. However, these do tend to vary slightly with different brands. A really common question we get asked is, can you wear a wetsuit when you're pregnant? Great question. Until you kind of are heavily pregnant, you can normally fit your normal wetsuit over your bump. However, we do always recommend sort of contacting your doctor before surfing when pregnant. We do see a lot of women enjoying the water and the ocean whilst during pregnancy. So that's it. That's everything you need to know about a good fitting wetsuit.